gotta be kidding me.
Podcast.
Woo!
Are you? Oh, we are recording. Good.
We are live.
I see the red sign. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 36. Today is Monday, March 21st. No, it's the 22nd. I don't know why. Off to a good start. Why did I write the 21st? I don't know. I was making this last night. Today we're going to talk about March Madness. We have science, some Twitter trends and hot topics, and we'll give our favorites from New Music Friday.
Let's do it.
All right, so March Madness. It's pure madness.
And sadness for us.
Sadness for us, but I mean, as one would expect, a great game. But we'll get into that.
Really
I don't want to.
yeah.
I don't want to get right into that right away because that was round 2. But the first day, I guess, of March Madness, everyone's bracket was ruined.
Yes.
There were like 100 perfect brackets left after the first day, thanks to Ohio State.
Yeah.
And they lost to Oral Roberts, which I don't know anything about them.
Yeah, they're not even verified on Twitter. I just saw them today. They were like, can we please get verified on Twitter now?
Wow. What are they? Where are they from?
I don't know. I would have to look it up. Oral Roberts.
Oral Roberts.
Let's see. Roberts. It is in... where is it at? Granville.
It's religious, whatever.
Tulsa,
it is.
Oklahoma. Tulsa, Oklahoma. What now?
Really?
The private...
Oh, it's one of the most. I got you. It's one of the most influential Christian universities in the world.
That sounds scary.
Is this a cult?
Yeah, that sounds like a cult.
Are we sure that this is a legit place?
Founded in
Oklahoma-
1963.
I think it's like a Baptist, evangelical university. Yeah, in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Well, Ohio State ruined everyone's brackets.
They suck.
My bracket is, or my you didn't make a bracket, and that's something.
Yeah,
so
I'm
we couldn't
stupid.
even.
We're not
we couldn't
professional. We aren't professional.
I want to make that amendment that you didn't make. I made the bracket.
Yeah,
This
and
is
then
on you.
Thursday came, and no, Friday came. I'm like, wait, they're playing right now? I thought I had more time. But no.
No, when they do the selection Sunday, it's like right away.
Yeah.
They don't give you much time to make brackets. But yeah, so I have a bracket. I am in first place, but it's horrible. I'm
Going to
barely
shit.
in first. Everyone is in last place.
Yeah. No one's winning.
No one's winning. So there's been a ton of upsets. I wanted to start the show off because I have the list of all the current upsets because this is ongoing. I mean, there could be breaking news during this pod.
As we speak, live on air.
So, we talked about Ohio State in the second round. The big one, upset number 1 Illinois was upset by Loyola Chicago. That's the one who has the nun who's like 106 years old, who goes to the games, praying for them. She's amazing. It's great. So Loyola Chicago upset number 1 Illinois. Syracuse upset West Virginia, and that was last night. So Dougie, not last night, 5 o'clock, but Dougie and I were watching that game, and it came down to rough first half.
Yeah, the first half was terrible, but we had a chance at the end. Like I thought they were gonna get the rebound, throw it down the court, and the guy was gonna shoot it to win it. But the guy just traveled. Why did he travel for?
The best player.
He just like, I'm gonna run with the ball. He choked. The best player on the team choked. It happens. He's young, right? He's a sophomore. He'll be back. Yeah, he's really good though. But
he's really good.
I was getting pissed off by that white kid, Boeheim.
He didn't miss.
Buddy
buckets.
Buddy buckets. Every time he caught the ball, he would just make it. I was like, don't let him catch the ball. He's going to make it every single time.
He didn't miss. I think he missed like one time.
Yeah.
But, and the that guy killed me. I hate when we play a team where there's just one guy who's just shooting threes all day, never missing.
That was the only reason we lost. That was the only reason we lost, really.
I agree. And the zone sucks.
Like I hate watching the zone.
It sucks. It's so annoying. It's so frustrating to watch. West Virginia was down by like 20 points, I feel like, at one point. And I was like, not coming. We came back second half. We were ahead by one at like 1 point. And then it came down to literally the last 2 seconds of the game. They were able to get the ball turned over back to them. They made every shot they had to make up until that point. And then it was just like he traveled with the ball instead of passing it.
Yeah, all he had to do, I mean, it's not easy, but you just have to pass the ball down court and hopefully someone can shoot it. And he choked. I mean, he wanted to run before he could dribble and he just choked.
It was rough. It was sad. A tough loss, but a great game at the end there.
Yeah.
Okay, other upsets. Oral Roberts has upset number 7 Florida. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, that was yesterday as well.
So they're still going. Number 12 Oregon State upset Oklahoma State. Number 7 Oregon upset number 2 Iowa.
It's madness.
That's all the current ones. So I won't go through all of the first rounders, but yeah, those are all the current second round upsets, I think.
Yeah, right now we have UCLA and Abilene Christian playing, Ohio and Creighton. Oregon upset Iowa. Did you already say
that? Yes.
Yeah, Oregon upset Iowa. It looks like today. Gonzaga beat Oklahoma. Gonzaga is easily the best team. It's not even close.
Yeah, they're gonna. Yeah.
Tonight
I picked them as the winners.
Tonight we have LSU, Michigan, Colorado, Florida State, Maryland, Alabama, and USC in Kansas.
Yeah, so that's what's happening in March Madness. It is pure madness. It's a great... I think we forgot how good it was. I forgot how good college basketball was.
Yeah, I haven't watched it all year.
Especially during the tournament. And I haven't watched all year because no fans, not the same energy. But with March Madness, it is kind of like... It's getting close to that energy of fans in the field. In the field.
I mean, they do have some...
Fans in the stands.
Fans in the stands and things. They do have some fans there, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it kind of felt real again, and I forgot how much I love watching college basketball. So I'm pretty pumped. I have Gonzaga winning, so I did that to kind of hedge my bet. Like, okay, if everyone goes under, at least I have Gonzaga winning, so I might still come in first place.
I think most people have Gonzaga winning, to be honest with you.
You'd be surprised. A lot of people try to be fancy.
A lot of people had West Virginia going far, too.
I had them going very far. And I did that because I can't help myself.
The shitty thing is that I think if we made it past this round, we would have had a decent chance to go pretty far. But, I mean, I had
Syracuse is good, man. Syracuse is good.
Yeah, but they were 11 seed.
Yeah, but they can shoot.
Yeah,
well, that guy can shoot.
It's hard to judge teams. I think it's even crazier because of COVID, and there's probably been so many teams that have had guys out or they haven't been able to play games, and then they can't gain chemistry. It's not a normal year, so an 11 seed, they look like the better team. They look like they should have been the 3 seed, and we should have been the 11 seed.
They did look better, and also people are talking about Baylor because they looked bad. They had to go through a COVID protocol. I guess they didn't play for a little bit. They came back from COVID, and they looked horrible. And now they're just crushing people in the tournament. They lost in the Big 12 tourney.
Yeah,
that's why. So people kind of wrote them off, but they're doing well in the tournament.
Yeah, it's probably Gonzaga and Baylor as the 2 best teams.
Yeah. Yeah. So if I see any updates, I'll let you know. I don't even know who's playing right at the moment, but we also need to talk about the women's weight room.
Not only that, but like the food spread, like everything for them has been pretty shitty.
I didn't know about that. I only saw the weight room picture, which by now everyone has seen.
Yeah.
I posted about it. I think I posted on our page about it too. But basically, the men's weight room looked like a normal, nice weight room for athletes, and the women had like 1 set of dumbbells, and it was really sad.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty...
And I get why they can't use the same weight room because of the COVID protocols. They're trying to keep them in their kind of like separate bubbles. But they did release a statement and a new picture of like a new weight room. Somehow that magically appeared overnight. So I don't know like how. I mean, they got a lot of flack for that. So I'm sure like the president of the NCAA was like, get all this shit in here now. Like we
get some
we need
weights
to fix this.
and dumbbells and things.
They didn't even have a treadmill.
They had literally one
bike.
rack of weights. They had one rack of weights.
They didn't even have a bike.
And then
no, not even cardio. No yoga.
And then their excuse was, oh, we didn't have enough space. And then there was a girl on TikTok that put a video up like of all the empty space that wasn't used. It was like you could find better gyms in shitty hotels, and it would just like people had better gyms in their basement.
Yeah. Oh, it was sad. I don't know how, as the NCAA, you think you can just get away with that. Like, were you not?
Not in these times. Not in any times.
Who thought this was a good idea? They're fired. Who thought this was a good idea?
You make so much money, you don't pay athletes, and I understand men bring in more revenue than women, but I mean, it's still pretty fucking sad that all they had was like it's ridiculous.
I get the money thing too, but come on, you have enough money to provide a weight room. Like,
you don't pay the athletes.
Well.
You don't pay them.
But yeah, I didn't know about the food spread.
Yeah, well, apparently now it's better as well. But they had the men's food spread, which was all like super nice, and there was a bunch of different food, and then the women's was like looked like prison food.
Stop. I can't with this place. I can't.
Well, the NCAA, we all know the NCAA is kind of shitty. Like it's like the evil empire. But we still watch it because we don't have it. I mean, we love college basketball, so in football.
There's no other options. Yeah. But we spoke out about it, and things are changing, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get away with shit like that now. And the girl that posted it is now TikTok famous, which is cool. Like, so.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Shadow banned by the NCAA.
Never to play again. But okay, I think that's all I'm gonna say about March Madness. Next week. When does this thing end? I'm sure we'll have more craziness to talk about next week on that.
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Okay, so NFL, we had some people moving around. So Andy Dalton going to the Bears. The
Bears, which is funny because all Bears fans are so upset. They're like, this is what we waited for? Andy fucking Dalton?
That sucks for them. I would not be happy either.
Yeah.
That dude sucks.
He doesn't suck, but he's not really much better than Mr. Trubisky, so.
He's so average. He's a good
backup quarterback. He's a good backup quarterback.
Yeah.
He's past his prime. Like
That's what I mean. Like he's so average. Like yeah, great backup. I just can't believe they made that. Okay, and then Fitzmagic. This dude is still playing in the league.
I don't want to watch him. I don't want to watch him because he's gonna do amazing things against the Eagles. I already know.
He is now on the Washington football team.
Yeah.
Did you see the picture of him from like the press conference of him getting traded there or whatever?
No.
He looked like Conor McGregor.
Really?
Like all black, like chain, like sunglasses, like looking like the coolest dude I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
This dude is insane.
I love this dude though. He's so cool.
I do too. He's like, I make $1 million here, I make $1 million there. I just travel around.
Facts.
I do good for a while, and then sometimes I throw 50 interceptions, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, people love me.
So it's great. And the other big story was Russ Wilson. He was supposed to go somewhere else, but I think he might be staying with Seattle.
Yeah, I don't really know why they would move on from Russell Wilson. I mean...
I don't either. I guess now they're trying to fix his contract. That was the issue, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, they need help on the offensive line. They need a lot of help. Russell Wilson's not the issue. I know you want to restructure his contract, but I mean, I would get rid of Pete Carroll before I got rid of Russell Wilson.
Pete Carroll impersonation. Chewing gum.
Friggin' Pete Carroll.
But yeah, so I don't know what's happening with him. It's still up in the air. As far as that,
one more thing though, the Giants got Kenny Galladay, one of the best. Well, not one of the best. He's probably like a top 20 receiver in the league.
Yeah.
And they're gonna sign. They're gonna sign Adoree Jackson, one of the top cornerbacks on the market. So they've had a really good offseason.
they were looking good at the end of last year, so I think they're going to be really good this year.
Yeah, I think
Pretty
if we had to make a prediction, I'm gonna say, Giants, Cowboys, Redskins are gonna be flip flop, and I think the Eagles in last.
Yeah, NFC Beast is coming.
Yeah, no, I think like honestly, the NFC East is gonna be back to normal next year.
Yeah, well, they're embarrassed.
Yeah, it was so bad.
hmm So those are all the moves I think that were pretty big. And big news in NBA, LeBron James.
LeBron,
He is injured.
high ankle sprain.
And he's out indefinitely though.
Yeah, probably for a month or two.
So it was pretty serious.
Yeah, it's one of his more serious injuries. He never gets injured.
Yeah.
He's like Iron Man, so that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, that was crazy.
We can talk
I don't know.
We can talk about Joel Embiid almost losing his knee, but he's okay. He should be back in a couple weeks. Thank God. If we lost Joel Embiid, I would have been so angry because we looked so good this year. Like we were one of the best teams in the league. So if without Embiid, it's no chance. But I mean, we look good without him. We won, I think, 2 of the 3 games we played without him. So
Yeah. Who's still Brooklyn Nets still in first in this?
yeah, they just have a super team.
Jeez.
No, we're technically in first, but we're tied, but we're technically in first. Yeah.
When do the playoffs start for that?
In I want to say late April, May.
Okay. Why does this feel so weird to have? Is this normally when basketball is? Did COVID mess this up too?
No, this is pretty normal. Like the playoffs go until June.
Okay. I don't know why this feels weird. I think because there's so many things happening.
Yeah, baseball's about to start up too.
Yeah, and the Masters is happening, but the Masters just happened because COVID pushed the Masters back last year.
Yeah.
So my sports brain is can't compute all the things, and the draft is coming up, so it's a lot. Okay, I don't have anything for the NHL.
No.
Nothing crazy happening there. I mean, I'm sure there is. I'm sorry for any people that are big fans of the NHL. I'm sure you don't listen to our podcast because we never talk about that.
No research.
And MLB starting April 1st, opening day.
We're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good in spring training so far, so I'm excited for the season. Our division is really good as well, so it's going to be a good year.
And some fans in stands.
Fans are back. I think they said 20,000 are going to be allowed to go to the Phillies game, so which is pretty cool.
Yeah, hopefully we can get some tickets.
Yeah, for the summertime, that'd be fun.
Okay. I think that's all I have for sports. Got anything else?
No. That's all we got.
All right. So I'll move right into science. So this is crazy. The first known baby was born with COVID-19 antibodies after the mother received the vaccine during pregnancy. So there was no data, really, because you can't test pregnant women, on whether if you got the vaccine while pregnant, would that somehow pass on to your offspring?
Yeah.
Well, they had the baby was born, and the baby does have the COVID-19 antibodies. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's kind of good news, I think.
Yeah.
At least you could potentially be born into this world with
some antibodies.
That's pretty cool. Some sad news, though. The Amazon rainforest is dying. It's been dying for a long time, but it's getting worse. So it might now warm the planet more than it cools the planet, just after all of the death of the rainforest. And so it's basically like a carbon sink, and it absorbs a lot of carbon because there's so many trees and plants and foliage there.
Yeah.
It usually consumes more than it releases, but now there's no more trees, and so this is also going to contribute to global warming because we are destroying the forest.
Yes.
So, sad news. Stop destroying things that we need, like plants.
Global warming is a real thing. Climate change is a real thing.
Please. Come on, man. I will say we only have this planet, but sounds like we're trying to go to Mars soon, too. So who knows?
We might not have this planet for much longer. I mean, maybe
I know.
100 more years.
I know. I'm like, there are trees and plants here. They're not on any other planets. We need to preserve these.
Yeah, this is not like we can just go to the moon or Mars or Jupiter and find this stuff. Very unique.
Yeah. So that's sad news. And then some cool, interesting news. More ancient things are being found, and I really think this is still the result of 2020 being so weird. We're like finding all these ancient things. I'm like, just leave the things buried.
We've
seen what happens
Have
when
you guys
bring
not
them
watched
up.
movies? Have you not seen any movies?
Put them back. We've talked about this before, but there's another. Every week I feel like there's a new archaeological finding. So the first new Dead Sea Scroll fragments in 60 years were discovered in the Cave of Horror.
Sounds terrifying.
That's just in the Judean desert. And this is the first time a biblical text has been found rather than stolen or has been a fake. So it's like the first time in 60 years that something like this has been discovered. Usually it's just a fake or someone stealing something. It hasn't been like dug up from the ground is what I'm trying to say.
So did we get any answers? Who's the real Jesus?
It's fragments. So there's pictures online. Maybe you could put a picture here. We didn't do this last pod because someone forgot. The editor of videos.
It's a tough job. A lot of my plate.
We're still working on, getting it to look nice. So we'll add things weekly.
Yeah.
But it's fragments. It's like all crumbled up, basically. Crumbled rock. But it's there. So maybe we can get some answers when they put it together. Okay. And so we've started a new segment. Fun science fact of the day. Did you know fleas can jump 130 times higher than their height? So in human terms, that is equivalent to a 6-foot person jumping 780 feet into the air.
Holy shit. That would be insane. Imagine if people could just jump around like that.
I saw that fact and then I started picturing it and I was like, this is hilarious.
That makes sense.
Just like,
have you ever seen them jump off of things? Like pew, pew, pew.
And you never see them again.
I know.
Because they jumped so high. That's crazy. That's insane. 130 times higher than their height.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, though.
That's like, you're just jumping and you're like above my building now. And you're like, just like you.
You can have motherfuckers just jumping around all day.
But what a cool adaptation for your evolution.
Yeah, I mean that's
Very
how
cool.
they survive.
To survive. Yeah, because they're super small and they have no defense except they can give you Lyme's disease like this. But that's not even like them. Like that was also cast upon them.
Yeah, they don't even want them. Like sorry guys, it's kind of just send me now.
I just had it in my blood. Okay, so that was your fun science fact. So we'll move on to hot topics. Hot topics around the world. We need the world news.
Yeah.
We put all these sound effects in. I need a sound button because I always want to make sounds.
That would be nice if we had drops.
Can you buy those on Amazon or something? I really might. I'll buy it.
I would have to. Well, I don't know how it would work if I would be able to hear it when you hit it. We would have to figure out how to set it up.
You would. It'll just come through my headphones.
Maybe.
Okay. So hot topics, stimulus. Everyone got their stimmy check. If you made 75,000 or less.
Stimmy.
Yesterday I made this note. Did you see this?
What?
Life Without Men was trending on Twitter.
No, I didn't see this. It doesn't surprise me though.
Women are big mad at men right now. And so Life Without Men was trending on Twitter. There were some funny ones like, Life Without Men would be great. Or then the men were tweeting back, this is so sad. How can you say this? They were getting real emotional about it.
We're in our feelings now.
Yeah. But yeah, that was trending. I think that's a combination of just a lot of things happening in the world right now. But the other big thing that's happening in Miami right now is spring break.
Shut it down.
People are getting arrested. There's a state of emergency because it's like a cesspool of youth out there, just all rubbing on each other.
You sound so old. A cesspool of youth, heathens, hoodlums.
Don't get me wrong. I've had my fair share of fun in South Beach, okay? Like, I like Miami. But that is a lot of people on top of each other. Just COVID central. I know not all of them have the vaccine, okay? No. Not all of them have the vaccine.
Probably like maybe 10% because you can't get access to it if you're young and healthy right now.
Right. So, I mean, and I get it. I get that, you're young and you've been cooped up for a year. It's time to get out. Florida's the one place where you can actually do things. So everyone went there. It's like pure madness right now. And I get it. But damn. They're calling it like they're in trouble. I don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, I get it as well but it's kind of like,
Also, how did all those people get there? Like, they should have been like, okay, that's enough people like to, or I guess maybe it's on the beach, so it's all public, but still.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
so many people.
Yeah, I mean, we still are in a pandemic, so I mean, I get these kids have been cooped up in the house, and we've all been cooped up in the house wanting to do shit, but
exactly,
we still are at the tail end of this thing. So if we don't make the right moves, we're gonna keep just gonna be a vicious cycle.
I know. I'm like, come on, just a little bit longer. But they're young and dumb, and like I said, a cesspool of youth.
Teenage wasteland.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, what a perfect song for that scenario. Okay, the other thing. Oh, let's talk about taxes. Okay. Taxes are coming up. Well, they moved the tax deadline to May. It's normally April 15th or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, taxes are upon us. Tax season. I hate it. I just hate doing them. I don't think anyone likes doing them. I mean, people like getting money back, but they don't like the act of doing their taxes.
Yeah.
But I mean, the main thing that we wanted to talk about is we're doing our own taxes. I use TurboTax.
I use H&R Block. With code Dougie Oak, you can get 10% off of your taxes.
I wish. But TurboTax is greasy. All these sites are greasy.
Yeah.
Because it's free to click like one box. And they're like, oh, you want to add this? Oh, you have 2 forms of employment? Oh, you need to upgrade to this. I'm like, so to complete my taxes, I actually need to purchase something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm going to get screwed and not get any money back.
And it's like, if you only work one job and only have one source of income, it's free and we won't charge you. But if you are like probably half the country where you have multiple jobs and multiple sources of income, or if you're a contractor or you do contract work like DoorDash, Uber, or even construction, I don't know, then you have to pay us X amount of money to file this. And then in some states, they even charge you to file self-employment taxes. And then it's just, they're like, you can do it without this, but we won't give you any options and you won't get any money back. Yeah.
I thought, so yeah, and that's the other thing. I was like, okay, I can do it without their help, because they make it sound like they're giving help. No, they won't give you any options. So it's like a question, but you can't do anything.
You can't say no. It's like, you must do this. They're like, do you want to do this? They're like, they don't give you an option.
But they make it seem like it's all psychological, because I feel like I'm getting a good deal, and then I'm like, no, but I answered the question. But there's no other options. Like, do you want this? Yes or yes.
And then they'll be like, we'll just add it on at the end. Don't worry about it right now. We'll do it later.
Yeah. Oh, we'll take this out of your return. Don't worry.
Like, they'll take it out of your return, and then they'll be like, well, we're gonna charge you $40 to take it out of your return, or you can pay it now, and we won't have any extra charges.
It's crazy.
It's not a scam. I mean, H&R Block and TurboTax are probably the best, and it's really easy with those options.
I like it. It's very easy. I don't know anything about tax. I didn't know anything about taxes till last year. Learned a lot just from like going through their thing and all the instructions they give.
And if you do go in,
I like it.
If you do go in, it's just as expensive. So I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
And I get they have to make money. But it's kind of like it's greasy. It's like a greasy network.
It's greasy. Okay, and then I guess the last thing I'll talk about, we just went through daylight savings time. So this has been a hot topic every time this comes around. people say that we need to get rid of daylight savings time. So if you don't know, daylight savings time was basically invented by Benjamin Franklin. And the reason is because he thought that changing the clocks twice a year might make people, might change people's rise in bedtimes to be earlier, saving candle wax.
So, we still have it, and we still have the fucking stupid daylight savings time.
This is crazy to me, because I finally looked it up, because I was like, why did he invent this? And it's because they wanted to save on candle wax, and also we don't use candles for that reason anymore. So we don't need daylight savings time. Like, this is archaic. We have lights. We have phones, which have shifted our circadian rhythm so much that we're, like, so fucked, and people don't even understand, like, how crazy the blue lights from our screens have made us as far as sleep goes. People always wonder, I can't sleep. Why can't I sleep? You watch TV right before you go to bed. You look at your phone right before you go to bed. You're on your phone all day. So all of that blue light is, like, filtering through your eyeballs into your brain. And your brain's like, what the fuck's happening? Like, I'm just going to keep this melatonin level the same for the whole time, and no one will ever sleep again. Like, your brain is so confused. And I've been, like, trying to tell people this. I started doing sleep research lately, so now I'm getting into all of this. But the lights on our phones and televisions are so bad for us.
So bad, yeah.
That's a whole thing. That's another science segment I can save for next time, because I'm going to get big mad about it. But, but yeah, so we don't need daylight savings time. We have lights. We use candles for smell now and not for seeing.
And didn't it have to do something with farming as well? I read one time it had to do something with farming back in the day, but it doesn't matter anymore.
I didn't find anything about farming. I just found, like, the main reason that he wanted to invent this was to save candle wax.
Yeah, and
which made perfect sense back then. Totally get it. Great idea.
California, like, voted to abolish it, and for some reason it did not pass. Like, who wants this?
We must keep it. It's a tradition.
No.
I'm like, this thing sucks. And then there's an argument that the resetting of clocks messes with our body's rhythm. It creates health problems. For school children in particular, it causes a mild form of jet lag, and it adds confusion. And I noticed, like, just with 1 hour the next day, I'm so tired.
Oh yeah, probably the first week I was totally out of it. I was sleeping later than normal, and I was extra tired.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a complete shift in your rhythm, basically.
Yeah, I think I was up pretty late that night, and then I was on my phone. It said 2. Oh no, it said like 1:59. 3. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's so creepy. But yeah, it's crazy. And then there's a lot of people that want us to get rid of time zones, and that's another crazy thing. I won't go into that right now because that's, like, a lot. But he wants to abolish time zones, basically, and just use, like, one world clock, and then everyone just uses their own, like, biological rhythms to just go to bed and wake up. I'm like, I feel like that's harder, because that's gonna, like, for businesses, that's hard.
Oh yeah, it's gonna fuck up.
Like, for normal functioning, like, that's hard. But, like, health-wise, that would be better for us.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, there's some radical thoughts. But at least let's start with getting rid of daylight savings. And I guess the time zone thing is an issue because of when people live, like, right on the cusp, like, really messes them up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, so abolish daylight savings. I'm putting it back out there for another year. I don't know who keeps this in check. I don't know who keeps this going. I'll write to someone. I'll write to a politician. If we can just get rid of it, that'd be cool. Okay. So let's move on to, that's all the hot topics I had. Did you have anything else?
Nah, that's pretty much it. We're pretty far into this thing now, so.
Oh, man. Okay, so new music. Friday, the big thing. Justin Bieber dropped his album. Bam! Bombshell. Everyone's excited. Now, I am not a huge fan.
Believer.
I think the man is extremely talented.
Yeah.
But I was never a huge fan growing up, because most of his songs, at the time that I was growing up in that stage of my life, most of his songs were, like, pop love songs, and I just didn't want that.
Yeah, you
right.
were, yeah.
And I think and we might have talked about this before, but you end up liking music at certain times in your life that it doesn't match up with other times of your life. So, like,
Yeah.
now I like Taylor Swift's new album. I never liked Taylor Swift. So, I mean, it flip-flops. And that doesn't mean you're, like, a bandwagon. It just means that you're at a time in your life where you need that type of music.
Yeah.
So, that being said, I really liked the album. It was all love pop. Like, all love pop. Like, crazy, sappy songs. There were some good songs, though. Off my head, what was my favorite song off the album. I don't know if you listen to that one, but I think the main problem that you had brought up too, and you tweeted about this, the album's called Justice. Yeah. And there's like random MLK bits in there and Justice-like things, but it's a pop love album. I don't know. It was just an odd title.
You can donate proceeds, you can do this, do that, but we don't need you to make an album about it. So I was going into it thinking that, and then I listened to like half the album, and it starts out with the MLK like little blurb, and then it's all love songs, and then it has an MLK interlude, and then it's just more love songs, and then even the song after the MLK interlude, like the lyrics, they're just bad placement of lyrics. It's like, I think the lyrics are like, do I stare too much or do I not stare enough? Like right after the MLK speech, and I thought he was about to talk about like that, and then he just continues to make pop love songs. I'm like, why though? Like it's like, and it's just. Why? It's weird. It's not necessary.
It was out of place for him. It was out of place. Like he put it in there just to kind of like save face almost.
Yeah, that's what
like
it feels
someone was like, you should put that in there. You know what I mean? Like it didn't seem real.
Genuine. It didn't seem genuine.
Yeah.
And that's my only thing with the album. I think it's a good album. He didn't need that. I don't even know how he got clearance from MLK's family to put that in there, because I know there's been multiple times that different artists haven't been able to use samples from MLK or even speeches. I think this was a label thing. I mean, I know how the business works. I think it's kind of nasty. I think the label's like, oh, we can do this. Maybe we'll get, we can talk about it and you can save face, but then you'll get the listenership because you've talked about it. Mm-hmm. And my thing is like, Bieber's big enough now where he should know, like, this is kind of, it's kind of like, come on, dude, it's cringy. It's not what we needed. It's not what you needed to do. It's not necessary. It's totally not necessary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that's all. It's not like I hate Bieber. Yeah. I like Bieber a lot, actually, and I think he's a good person. I think he's, from being a child star, I think he's gone through a lot. With that being said, I mean, it's just not necessary, and just make music and call it whatever, something about love, But just it was unnecessary.
No, I agree. Yeah, I honestly haven't gotten through the entire album yet, but it's just like a lot of love songs for me. The other song I wanted to talk about, Imagine Dragons put out another new song this week.
Screamo?
And it's weird AF.
Yeah, it's
Did you listen to it? It's called
not
Cutthroat.
All of it. Not all of it.
If people haven't listened, it's super creepy. It sounds like them, but like if they were trying to be like a death metal band kind of. It's like I'll eat your soul kind of thing, and I'm like, stay in your lane, because you won't have another lane.
We see now why they only make the same song.
Yeah, go back to that actually, because this is weird. It was super weird. The other song that was weird to me, I don't have like any positive comments. I was like really in a hating mood for some reason. Obsessed by Addison Rae, who's the TikTok star. She became famous on TikTok. She's not a singer, right?
No. But that's the trend now.
Okay, so she made this Obsessed song. It's terrible. I mean, I thought it was terrible. I don't know. Maybe I'm just hating.
No, the internet was like, this song
okay,
sucks.
I listened because I was genuinely intrigued, because I was like, wow, she got famous on TikTok for like her looks and dances, right? But then I was like, oh wow, can she sing? And I was like, that's a negative, Ghost Rider. She cannot sing yet. Maybe she's gonna take lessons. I don't know. It just was not a good song.
Yeah, it was like super generic and like the video was kind of weird and not great. I mean, it's just like some people should just stick to certain things. I mean, not saying she can't be good, but I mean,
not saying that. But don't put that out right now. Like, wait till it's better.
Yeah, wait
Work
till you
on
have.
Yourself.
Yeah, wait. You're young. You can just get better.
Yeah,
and push it out
why are
down
you
the road.
rushing this stuff? Yeah, put that out later, man. I feel bad. I don't have any like positive songs. Lana Del Rey came out with a new song. I didn't really like that one either.
She put out a whole album.
Yeah, Chemtrails Over the Country Club.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to the whole thing yet. It's hard. Her music is really good if you're chilling,
Or if you're high.
but it's hard. Yeah, yeah. But it's really hard to listen to. And I love her. She's like one of my top female artists, but it's really hard to listen to her when you're just like trying to get pumped up or like walking around, and then because she's like kind of a downer, but like also really deep, and you want to like really think about her lyrics when you listen to them. I mean, I have her poetry book, like that's how much I love her writing. But and I've listened to like her not podcast, but she did like a spoken poetry thing online, and it was like awesome. Cool. But yeah, so I really like her, but I was like, I can't listen to this right now.
The funny thing is,
I will though.
I was in LA, and I guess they had like I don't know how they do this. I don't know if it's with a plane or like a blimp, but I looked up and it said Lana Del Rey, what's it called? And it had the album title In the Sky, like in clouds.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. It was pretty on brand for her. So.
Oh nice, man! I would love to meet her. She seems so cool.
Yeah.
So chill.
It's good cleaning music. Like if you're gonna clean the house, like that's not a disrespect either. Like that's actually like a compliment. Like if you're gonna clean the house, or if you, like you said, if you're just chilling, or if you're vibing, meditating, it's good music.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, that's all I have.
Yeah, I think we're about. Let's see where we are. We're 41 minutes in, around there.
Oof,
so
too long.
We love to talk. What can I say? We're professionals.
I didn't even think we'd have a lot to talk about today, but.
Yeah, we did.
March Madness. Yeah. All right. Well,
it's that time again. We must depart this venture. We will see you all next week. Hopefully with some more cool March Madness news, some new great music. Hopefully we won't be hating on Imagine Dragons or Addison Rae or Bieber.
I know. I feel bad.
Everyone do their
more
taxes.
Positivity.
If you use code DougieO, you can get 10% off. No, I'm just joking. Don't go to Miami for spring break. Everyone have a great week. It's been real. It's been fun. Has not been real fun. Peace.
Peace.
You gotta be